It is a championship for the Bedford Bulldogs, 3 in a row.
Johnson serves it in. Great header there, and it's a goal.
Brian O'Brien shot, Bedford goal.
Sees it about the 18, sends it up and over and in. Big shot, Grace Crowder. Will kick, snaps back, kick is up. It looks good. It is good.
It's good.
It is good.
It's good.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Stello Stadium here in Nashua, New Hampshire, as we're getting ready to bring you a contest between your Bedford Bulldogs and the Nashua South Purple Panthers. How you doing? I'm Harry Kozlowski from BC TV. Corey Munster-Tiger, my partner on BC TV, will join me, and Tom King, who is a familiar voice to all the Nashua viewers, is on the mic. Tom, tell us a little bit about this Panthers team that we're meeting today.
Young. First words out of the word most often used when I talked with Scott Knight before the start of the season, sophomore. Sophomore. Oh, he's a sophomore.
I noticed that word on this roster, a lot of sophomores.
That's it. That's the class that they're aiming for. That's the class they're trying to develop. And, it could make a difference tonight. I know that Bedford's got a few injuries, but Goffstown kind of handled them. So, they took a big lead. Even though the game was close, they kind of got their feet wet. They got acclimated. It took them a whole half to get acclimated. That's going to be a problem, down the road with the young players. So how this is going to work, we'll have to wait and see. But, they've got, this is also a South team that suffered a jolt a year ago, about 9-10 months ago, with the sudden passing of their offensive coordinator and popular assistant coach Bill Munson. They brought in a former assistant, Dave Jackson, who was at Merrimack. He is here. He's got his son here, Cody Jackson, who is probably going to be the quarterback, could be. One of the keys for South, and I'm not sure if he's healthy enough to play tonight. He did not play in the Goffstown game. His sophomore Joshua Tripp. He does not play like a sophomore. He is a very, very smart, good football IQ receiver, and the Panthers are going to go with what they can do and feel the game out, and they just can't take a long time to get into this game. They're going to have to really stick with it. And I don't know, this is the first time I've seen them. I did not see them against Goffstown last week, and I know Bedford guys. They just basically picked up where they left off, right? I mean, they really handled Girton. They took a game that was, within striking distance and kind of pulled away down the stretch against the Cardinals. So, they'd be the favorite right now, and they're looking like one of the best teams in Division I.
They sure would. Thanks, Tom. This is Corey again. Appreciate everybody joining in. Yes, they did handle them. The halftime score was only 12-3, and then they pulled away late in the second half. So we're going to roll the coaches interview. We did have a chance to talk with Coach Zach Matthews yesterday. Harry brought that to us, and now we'll send it out to you before we get started here.
Big win, opening day against the BG Cardinals. Good game. The score would suggest it was fairly one-sided, but it didn't really look that way in the first half, did it, Coach?
Well, I think we just kind of delayed lighting up the scoreboard a little bit with some of our execution errors in the first half. So we talked about it at halftime. We knew we had to play some cleaner football, penalties, turnovers. Unfortunately, sometimes those are part of week one games, and we were able to kind of talk about it at halftime and get refocused and come out and play a really good second half.
I was wondering about what BG was doing on defense. Were they ball hawking? Were they going after the ball carrier, hitting the ball? Is that what was triggering a lot of those fumbles?
No, I think it was just poor ball security, to be honest. We've got a young running back who's a sophomore playing in his first varsity football game, and so part of that is getting used to a different level of speed. I thought Brody did a really nice job kind of making some adjustments and fixing kind of some of his ball security issues we had in the first half. And I think it's more about just kind of his focus throughout the course of a whole run. If you notice, most of those were towards an end of a longer run where, we had some people, definitely, more people coming around the ball, and he's just got to keep the ball high and tight as he finishes his runs.
Yeah, Brady was somebody I wanted to talk about. That was a huge debut for the sophomore, 3 touchdowns. When did you know you had something special in him? Was it at camp?
To be honest, I've known Brody's a pretty special football player since he was probably 11 years old. So throughout a lot of the football, Brody's been pretty successful as far as a running back's concerned, and he has really special natural vision and really does a nice job finding seam, cutback lanes. And so if we can keep him moving in the right direction, and obviously I know the 2 fumbles were really disappointing for him on opening night. If we can clean up some of those ball security issues, I think Birdie's poised for a really great career here.
I wanted to jump back to the first half and really give a tip of the hat to your defense. Even though BG had some pretty good field position a couple times on turnovers and they got into the red zone a couple times, your defense shut the door down.
Yeah, I mean, I think we definitely pride ourselves on our defense. We always say to the kids, if the other team doesn't score, they can't win. And, we returned 7 starters from last year. And I think that the proof is in the pudding a little bit. We know what we have on defense with a lot of the kids. Sure, we have some new pieces that are coming in, but, with 7 guys returning from last year, there's a lot of guys who played really good football and played on really good defense last year. So we've really tried to plug in some of those new guys in those positions. But to be honest, our expectations are very similar. We have high expectations for our kids. They have high expectations for themselves, and we pride ourselves on playing really good defense.
Last question. This week you face Nashua South, a team in its home opener at Stello Stadium, and they come off a game where they hung pretty tough for the first half against a pretty good Goffstown team. What do you know about them?
The biggest thing about Nashua South is they have some really good athletes. I think, the young athletes, though. And so similar to how we talked about getting some of our younger athletes game experience, and some of that game experience for younger athletes a lot of times comes with mistakes. And I see the same thing from Nashua South. They have some talented kids. I think what they're looking for is some consistency in their execution, and that's what you see. I saw from them, they'd have one really good drive where things looked really good, and then the next drive. So I'm sure that their focus is going to be kind of finding some consistency and some security.
Coach, we got some connection problems there with the call. So anyway, thanks for your time and good luck on Friday.
That was Coach Zach Matthews yesterday in an interview with Harry Kozlowski. Appreciate, Harry, you getting some words from Coach Matthews. Again, you hear him talking about those turnovers. The Bedford offense did quite well. The story throughout the playoffs last year was their defense, and they continued where they left off, of course, only letting up 3 points in that first game. The defense was stalwart even after some of those turnovers. You also heard Coach Matthews talk about that high and tight. That's Brody Helton trying to keep that ball tight and secure, the ball security being a little bit of an issue during some of his more dazzling runs. His footwork was phenomenal, his strength, power, cutbacks, all outstanding, but that ball security was an issue, and we saw it develop throughout the first half.
Well, that's the big difference in games, right? In any high school game, turnovers and penalties, those are the 2 major factors, turnovers especially. But, guys, I'm looking back at last year. That was the best high school defense I've ever seen. It really was. And can they repeat that? You've seen them. You saw them last week. You know more about this team than I do. Can they repeat that this year?
7 returners from that defense last year, and they are looking to repeat that. They have a couple of younger guys stepping in to take on some roles. And as the score dictated, yes, I believe that they're going to be another top, if not the top, defenses in the state this year.
And see, they're going to pose a problem defensively, almost I think more than offensively tonight for Nashua South, because Nashua South's really learning. I mean, this is a whole new offense for them, the whole bit, and young players, everything. Sometimes youth, they don't get nervous. They don't worry about things. But then other times when you get overwhelmed. But the physical aspect of this game, when you play that many young players, even though they are athletic and even though the coaching staff has a lot of confidence in them, I think it eventually catches up with you and makes a difference.
And the Bulldogs defense again kept Bishop Girton, a very talented offense at the skill position in particular, to only 3 points. Somewhat of a bend but don't break type strategy on defense. When they got into the red zone, they were really able to buckle down. And the lone 3 points came from Bishop Girton's kicker. He has quite a leg. Was it Lennon? I forget his name, but again, solid leg. Kickoffs were consistently deep, and he buried, I think it was a 37-yard field goal last Friday night. So those were the only points, though, as the skill players couldn't quite muster any other points to get on the board. Another area that the Bulldogs will need to improve upon is the special teams, particularly the punt return. They did have a muffed punt and then an unfortunate bounce into the leg of a returning team player. So two, again, you could call them turnovers, but they were special teams miscues that led to additional possessions for the Bishop Girton Cardinals.
In my football tab, preview tab that we put together that came out to customers on August 25th, the weekend of August 25th, the cover feature was special teams. And, it's interesting to hear a lot of coaches talk about it, how they deal with it, how they work on it, how often how much time they give to it. And then I came out last week. It was Friday with North Merrimack and saw Merrimack make a bunch of special team mistakes. And those are the big things. And the thing that with special teams is, saw a lot of teams last year, they didn't feel comfortable in their kickoff coverage, so they squipped the kick down the middle of the field. It gives the other team almost a first down at their 35, 40-yard line rather than the 20. So it's a big difference.
It sure does. The Bulldogs will look to brush those special teams miscues up. In the stadium right now, we're going to hear about 3 special athletic staff that have unfortunately passed away on the Nashua South side. I believe we'll have a moment of silence here in a moment.
Yes, we'll have a moment of silence, probably followed by the national anthem.
We make up our own graphics through your, they call it, yeah, right. And it's not getting to that.
Would you all please continue to stand if you are able and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
National anthem there, played on the loudspeaker as we get ready for the coin toss. Team captains will go out to midfield. Again, we appreciate you joining us here tonight on the BC TV broadcast and ETV in Nashua, broadcasting on BC TV Channel 8 and HD 1072, as well as Nashua Public Television Channel 22. Also going out on WBNH 105.1 on the airways. 12 minutes are on the board. The referees are talking to the various team officials as well as captains as they march out to midfield. Tom, any other keys that you're looking for in this evening's game?
If I'm Bedford's defense, I watch out for Diego Cabrera, Jr., number 6. We may be calling his name a lot for Nashua South. He had 2 touchdowns in the game at Goffstown. The other key in tonight's game, guys, and I hate to say it, it's going to be the weather, right? What are we in for? I mean, my radar that before I left on my phone showed that we might get hit around 7:30, between 7 and 7:30. So, and of course, that changes over time. And there are a lot of storms that are coming up from the south that are now dodging us to the right and to the left. So we'll have to wait and see how lucky we are. The skies don't look that great. And the only thing is they can play in the rain. But, of course, what they can't play in is lightning. And I think we had our share of lightning earlier today with the wind and everything else. Got through that all right. So maybe we're just going to get straight rain. Humidity is gone. I mean, the humidity is here. The heat is gone. So we are now down to about 70 degrees outside. It's cool here at Stello Stadium. I understand around the state, I think Spalding canceled their game tonight due to the heat. And my guess is there's no more heat out there. So I think that was a little premature. But at any rate, there's football tonight. Hopefully we get football all the way through uninterrupted.
For those not in this area, around 4 p.m., we did have some pretty strong thunder cells come through. I didn't see any lightning. You may have, Tom.
Yeah, I had lightning. Yeah, in fact, I was out kind of getting stuff out of my pool. I had a metal pole.
Time to get inside.
Get inside. Guys, I got to head down for photos. I'll be back up probably around the second quarter time to join you guys.
Sounds great. Thank you very much, Tom King, joining us here in the booth. He will rejoin us shortly. The Nashua South Purple Panthers won the toss, and they will be receiving. So they'll start out with their offense. Back deep to receive, number 2, Colin Kochanek, as well as number 8, Kyle Emmons. Doing the kickoff duties for the Bulldogs tonight, number 23, Dylan Soden. He is handling most of the place kicking and kickoff duties throughout last game. Teeing up at the 40-yard line is Soden. The Purple Panthers are in their home purple uniforms. A lot of purple, I love it. Tops and bottoms, white numbers, white lids with pinstripe across the middle. The Bulldogs are in their white away jerseys, black pants, black helmets as usual. Soden takes his steps back, and he's ready for kickoff. Here's his approach. Kicks it high in the middle. Going to be taken at about the 10-yard line. That is Colin Kochanek, and he's buried. Nice hit on the coverage as the Bulldogs brought him down just outside the 16-yard line. I believe that was Bennett Matthews on the tackle. Great coverage by Matthews, getting downfield and making a sure-handed tackle just at the 20-yard line where the Purple Panthers will take over.
Send it to Johnson. Pete, P-E-T-E, at Nashua. So it's N-A-S.
Taking the snap and pitching it out to the left. Colvin Levesque on the catch. Gets ahead for 3 yards. Cody Jackson calling the signals at quarterback for the Purple Panthers. We'll call it a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Purple Panthers. Jackson behind center, looks out to the right. He's going to pass into the flat. We're going to get a flag on the play. It was complete out to the right flat to Samuel Levine, but a flag is down in the backfield, and it's going to go against the Purple Panthers.
Okay.
Yep. It was a cut block there right at the line of scrimmage, and I believe the umpire threw that from the back. So the Panthers will be marching backwards. Yeah, chop block is called on the offense.
Maybe what I can do.
So they'll march backwards, repeat second down.
Call you guys and try it and make sure I'm doing the right thing.
Purple Panthers starting on their own 20. A quick 2-yard gain early, but now they're marching backwards towards their own end zone. A 10-yard penalty, so the ball will be spotted on the Purple Panthers' own 13-yard line. Jackson in the gun. He'll have Sam Levine lined up to his right side. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. In motion is Kyle Emmons. He'll fake the jet sweep, and Jackson rolls out to the right, looking for somebody. Can't find anybody. Throws it away late, and we're going to get a late hit out of bounds. On the chase was Kevin Sheridan, and he took a shot at Jackson late and drew the yellow hanky. So dead ball, personal foul is going to go against the Bulldogs, and they'll march that one forward. Tough one there. Jackson was heading out of bounds and was going to step out. Actually threw the ball away, I believe, before he stepped out to take the incompletion, but Sheridan in chase Got him when he was out of bounds, so they march forward all the way to the 28-yard line. And it will be 3rd and 2 for the Purple Panthers. They have 3 receivers out to the left of Jackson. Levine out there, picked off. Soden stepped up, picked it, and brings it back to the 20-yard line. He saw it a mile away. They were running a quick stop route on the outside, a little yard play to get the first down, and Soden stepped up. Out there, picked off. Soden stepped up, picked it, and brings it back to eyes. He knew he was trying to get out there to the left-hand side where he had trip receivers, and Soden comes up with a big early play for the Bulldog defense, setting up the offense at the Purple Panthers' 20-yard line. 11:09 to go here in the first quarter. No score as the Bulldogs get their first offensive possession. Black, empty backfield. 2 receivers out left, 1 tight end left. Get a timeout from the official. One of the Bedford Bulldogs offensive linemen was sent off, perhaps with either blood or something along his pants. I'm not quite sure what the issue was, maybe an equipment issue. He gets sent off before the Bulldogs start to play. Black barks out the signals. Jet sweep to the left-hand side. Nice play on the defense. Knifing through the offensive line. That was number 9. Sam Levine breaking through with a tackle for loss. The Bulldogs lose 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 14.
Sam Levine on the tackle.
So Black gets the call from the sideline. Calls out signals in the huddle. Now he's at the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the left-hand side. In motion, Rizzo. Helton gets the handoff, gets back ahead for 2 or 3 yards.
That was Nicholas Colleen with the tackle right there. Sniffing out the run up the middle.
Ball spotted on the 22-yard line. And Bulldogs have a 3rd and 12. Need to make about the 10-yard line for a first down as we tick under 10 minutes. First offensive possession here for the Bulldogs has not looked great. Couple-yard gain on that last play. Negative yardage play to start on first down. And now Black has 3 receivers to his left, tight end right. Helton in the backfield to his right. Looking back to the left, passes off the mark, incomplete. Intended for Landon Elsmore. So the Bulldogs, having limited place kicking game, will likely go here on 4th and 12.
That pass by Black was far ahead of Elsmore, and he didn't even really try to reach it. It was just I think he was thinking he was going to make more of a cut up field, and Lansmore was moving more laterally.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to lead him up the field into that wide receiver screen, and Elsmore just couldn't quite pull it in.
Time to get loud here, Panther fans.
So the Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. Tight right, slot left. Rizzo gets adjusted by Black. Helton in the backfield. They fake the jet sweep. Black's in trouble, and he's going to go down with a sack. That's Sam Levine again, getting through the offensive line with some quickness and sacking Danny Black all the way out at the 29-yard line. So we're going to get a turnover on downs on an unimpressive first offensive possession for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, you hate to leave points on the field. They had the turnover. They're at the 25-yard line, and they just wind up going backwards. Nothing to show for it. 9:30 left here in the first quarter, no score, and the Purple Panthers with their second possession.
Jackson calls out the signals for the Purple Panthers. He's back in the pistol. Takes the snap, hands it off up the middle, and getting stopped quickly. Tackle for loss. That's number 11, Josh Tripp.
Spencer Henrich on the
That
Jake
was
Ben.
37, Gus Smiley. I apologize.
Oh, sorry about that. Stepping on you. Henrishon and Ben with the tackles right there. No gain on the play. It's actually, they're going to take away a yard, call it 2nd and 11.
Jackson gets the signals from the sideline. 3 receivers to his left. Smiley to his left in the backfield. 1 receiver split wide to the right. Jackson takes a snap. Quick pitch out to his left-hand side. Coming up for the tackle and a beauty in the open field. That was Dominic Tagliaferro. Coming up, and another loss for the Purple Panthers as they get back to the 25-yard line.
Loss of 3 on that play. Neither team really able to make any headway offensively.
Jackson gets the signals from the sideline. 3 receivers out to his right. He'll take the snap and roll to the right. Pass short in the flat. That is to number 8, Kyle Emmons. We do have a flag on the backhand side here. Perhaps a holding to the weak side. We'll see what the officials say, but in this case, the Bulldogs may decline the penalty as it'll be 4th and 14.
Yeah, it was another negative play because Emmons went down behind the line of scrimmage, and in high school, once you're down, you're down. He couldn't get up and run again.
Sure are. Flag is down at the 21-yard line. It is a holding penalty on the offense, so the Purple Panthers hold. Result of the play is accepted as Coach Matthews declines the penalty. So
I was just
4th and 14.
I think he's playing the field position game here. He thinks he could stop them deeper in their own territory. Oh, no, they declined it.
They declined it.
Okay.
They declined it. So the Purple Panthers will punt. Back to receive for the Bulldogs. I believe that's Dominic Tagliaferro. Punt is away. Out
Line
to
driver.
the right-hand side. Great bounce. Tagliaferro picks it up at his own 20. Retreats just a touch. Good job by Matthews to not get a block in the back. He's out to the 35, and now we do have a block in the back. Tagliaferro near side. Now he's going all the way to the opposite side. He's out
Still
to the
going.
50, down to the 40 in Purple Panther territory, pushed out of bounds there, but it's coming back as we saw block in the back all the way back at the Bedford 36-yard line.
That was quite the run. Almost 57 yards for Tagliaferro. He had to go back to the 13 to pick that ball up.
And really, honestly, since he traversed the field, it was probably more like 70 or 80 yards total that he ran. But again, we do have a block in the back, so it is coming back. You see that on the broadcast. Here on the replay, I think we just missed it there. Tagliaferro getting out to that opposite side of the field, the far side, as he's pushed out around the 35 in Purple Panther territory. But again, that's coming all the way back.
And apologies to our radio audience. We were having a little issue with the sound. I think we've got that taken care of now.
That penalty will bring the Bulldogs back 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Ball is marked at the Bulldogs 26, so they'll have some territory to march. On the left hash, Danny Black has Helton in the backfield. 3 receivers into the boundary. Sheridan tight right, and now 2 receivers shift to the opposite side.
I was going to say they've been overloading one side, and then now they move everybody over to the right side.
They do. Interesting shift there. Perhaps they mixed the signals or adjusted to the penalty or the positioning. Helton out to the right-hand side, has some room. Dodges 1, dodges 2, gets out to about the 36-yard line. He's close to first down yardage. And the chains do move as the officials quickly move them ahead.
Helton down, trying to fix his shoe. He made a great move there, great cut that fooled Samson Akote, sorry about that. And he was able to get that first down.
As we saw last week, Helton is a dynamic runner. I'm sure he was working on ball security, that high and tight position that Coach Matthews was talking about in the interview pregame. We'll see how that plays out tonight. Black back in the pistol. Slot left. In motion Rizzo. They fake the jet sweep. Helton again up the middle. He'll get about 4 or 5 yards out to the 41-yard line. They'll give him the 42.
Good reaction there by Danny Black on that snap. It was a high one. He had to go up like a rebound. in basketball, got the ball, got it into the hands of Helton. Helton was able to pick up 4 yards.
2 rushes, 15 yards on back-to-back plays here for Helton. And the Bulldogs are quickly out to their 42-yard line. 6:50 to go here in the first quarter. We are scoreless from Stellos. Black back in the pistol, Helton to his left. 3 receivers to the left. Fakes it to Helton. He'll keep it and go to the left-hand side off tackle. He's ahead for first down territory as he gets it out to about the 47. I believe yes, they are. They're going to give him the first down. First down Bulldogs as they approach midfield.
First and 10 from their own 47.
Kind of an interesting run there. Number 50, Kevin Ndubuisi, was almost leading the way for Danny Black. He didn't realize that the Bedford ball carrier was right behind him.
Little misdirection. Black had some nice deception with his ball handling there. Faked it to Helton, and now he will give it to Helton off left side. Helton takes the first hit, drags that tackler ahead for another yard or two. They're into Purple Panther territory down to the south 47-yard line. So we're going to say a pickup of about 6 or 7.
Yeah, Colton Levesque tried to make the tackle there, and Helton just kept climbing over him. Levesque was hanging on for dear life. Managed to slow him down, keep him to only a 6-yard gain.
Strong running there for Helton too, not going down on first contact. Kept his feet, kept the wheels churning, and got ahead for about 6 yards. 2nd and 4. 2 backs in the backfield with Black. He's in the pistol, takes the snap, hands it off. Off the right-hand side is Rizzo. He gets ahead for about 3 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 1 on the Nashua South 44-yard line.
Akote was the tackler, saved the first down.
Some personnel changes as the Bulldogs see 3rd and short here. Probably go with the big dogs. Maybe a 2-tight set. Ram it up the middle. Or since you're in Purple Panther territory, it might be a fun one to take a shot downfield. They do come out in 2 tights. Wing right. Flankers out to the left. Black in the backfield with Helton to his left. He takes a snap, hands it off to Helton. They go off the right-hand side. Plenty of yardage for the first down, and they're down to the Purple Panther 37-yard line where the Bulldogs have a first down. Methodical drive here that started back at their own 26-yard line. Chewing up the clock as it's mostly been run plays as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. Scoreless from Stellos, but the Bulldogs are driving.
Yeah, this drive looks a lot better than the first one. And mostly they're putting the ball in Helton's hands.
I have not seen Luke Soden out there, number 13, the senior wide receiver and cornerback for the Bulldogs. I believe he was nursing an injury. Black takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Helton. He's going to put it up. Downfield, wide open. Great catch. Bennett Matthews on the slant inside. Reels it in. Can't keep his feet, so he's down at the 5-yard line, just inside the 5. But a marvelous catch by Bennett Matthews, putting the Bulldogs 1st and goal from the 4-yard line.
Matthews had to elongate to get that catch, and he did a great job. If it was the NFL, it would have counted. He would have been in without anybody touching him, but he's down at the 3-yard line.
You see him there on the replay. He was the inside receiver, stumbled forward. Geez, he probably got down to the 3 or 2, but they mark him at the 4, and the Bulldogs are threatening. Black in the pistol, Helton to his right. Same formation. Black takes the snap, hands it off to Helton, off the right-hand side, powers it ahead, and in for a touchdown. Bulldogs score 6 points. Brody Helton on the 4-yard scamper, plows it up the middle, and the Bulldogs go ahead 6-0.
Just straight power running right there. Panthers trying to do all they could to keep him out of the end zone, but Helton was not to be denied. Gets in, 3-yard touchdown run, puts the Bulldogs up.
And now here comes the adventure. Dylan Soden takes his steps back. He'll try the PAT. Danny Black on the hold. Snap is back. Hold is down and good. Kick is up. It looks good. It is good. And the Bulldogs go ahead 7-0 with 3:03 left in the first quarter after a methodical drive and a magnificent catch by sophomore Bennett Matthews.
BCTV's live channels and on-demand content are now easier to access than ever before thanks to the Bedford Community Television app. It's available as a free download on Apple iOS and Android. Download the Bedford Community Television app from your app store today.
So we are getting an announcement over the loudspeaker here in the stadium to be careful for potential weather coming in. I can imagine that it's getting closer and closer. We do see a line of thunderstorms just to the west of us on the radar. It does seem like it's going more to the north, but
we might get grazed. So I guess that's why the announcements. So we'll find out in about 15 or 20 minutes if we're going to get caught in that downpour.
So 3:03 on the first quarter clock. Teams are huddled up after that touchdown by Helton. Nice little 4-yard off the right-hand side run. Looked like they went over the guard on that right-hand side. Not quite out to the tackle, but kind of in close to the center. And again, just powered ahead. He was met close to the goal line, but had some support from his offensive lineman and enough of a push to get past the goal line. Brody Helton, 5 touchdowns on the season already, and we're only in the first quarter of game number 2. Soden back to kick. Teed up on the 40-yard line. Ready to return are the Purple Panthers. Soden on his approach. Kick is up. It's a deeper one this time. Caught at the 7-yard line by the Purple Panthers. Up to about the 25-yard line. That was Kyle Emmons on the return. He'll be marked down at the 24, maybe 25.
And a number of Bulldogs on the tackle, led by number 88, Kevin Sheridan. And it looks like a Panthers down.
I believe that is Emmons, the return man. He took quite a pop. Initial contact was significant. And Emmons is still down. He does not look comfortable. Looked like he might have got his bell rung. He is up now. He's going to walk to the sideline. Showing some good toughness. He's likely going to have to sit out a play or two. Cody Jackson will bring the Nashua South Purple Panthers offense back out on the field. They'll have 2 receivers to each side and Sam Levine in the backfield with him. Looks like Colin Kuchanik will be in the backfield with Jackson as well. So 1 receiver split out to the left, 2 to the right, and 2 in the backfield with Jackson. He's in the pistol, calls out signals, takes the snap, hands it off. Off the right-hand side is Colin Kuchanik, ahead for 1, maybe 2 yards.
Ben right there with the tackle.
2nd and 8, we'll call it. And quickly back to the line of scrimmage is Jackson with the Purple Panther offense. We're going to get a neutral zone infraction here as Kevin Sheridan jumped, put a foot in the neutral zone. I believe it'll be a dead ball offside. 5-yard penalty on the Bulldog defense, so it'll be 2nd and 4, we'll call it. Maybe 2nd and 3. 2 receivers out to Jackson's right-hand side. Levine in the backfield with him. They fake the handoff. Looks like a broken play. Jackson tries to get ahead for positive yardage and gets out to the 31-yard line, maybe the 32.
Yeah, Kuchanik, number 2. I don't think he went to the right side of the quarterback, or the correct side, I should say. And he just took the ball and ran, got what he could.
I believe that was Levine in the backfield with him, but anyway, a miscommunication, and now we have 3 receivers to the left for Jackson. Levine in the backfield with him to his left.
Yep, you're right, number 9. That was number 2.
Bulldogs coming ahead. They're showing some pressure up the middle. Now the linebackers drop out. Levine takes a snap, rolls to his left, tosses it up. Incomplete, intended for number 5, Colvin Levesque. And the incomplete brings up 4th down and 2. Purple Panthers will trot out their punt team.
Bedford defense still doing its job, keeping the Panthers to about 3 yards of net yardage, or 8 yards on that possession.
Number 27, Preston Bois. French pronunciation or not, I'm not sure. Bois. He's ready to punt it away. Takes a snap, gets away a good punt. Out to the right-hand side. Wow, we might have a flag there as Tagliaferro was swarmed right when the ball got there. I'm surprised we didn't see some dirty laundry on the 41-yard line.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if there's a fair catch or not. You have to allow the punt receiver to cleanly receive the ball. It's just like catching a pass. They can call interference.
1:43 left in the first quarter. The Bulldogs lead 7-0. They take over on their own 41-yard line. On the punt, awkwardly fielded by Tagliaferro and then probably covered by one of his teammates. I didn't quite see the details there. But Black has the Bulldog offense back out, 1st and 10. Tagliaferro in motion. They fake the jet sweep. Helton off the right tackle, has plenty of room. Cuts it back to the middle and gets 9 yards ahead just to midfield. We'll have 2nd and 1.
Helton with that vision, he saw a cut. Couldn't quite break that last tackle. He got 9 yards right there. 2nd and 1 coming up.
Black gets the signals from the sideline and trots back to the huddle. Again, this Bulldogs offense impressive in their last offensive series. Not so impressive in their first, as they basically had negative net yardage and turned it over on downs. 7-0 is your score. Just under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Black takes the snap, hands it off to Helton, picks his way through the line, has 1st down yardage, and now more. Tries to dance it back into the middle and gets down to the Nashua South Purple Panthers 44-yard line.
Colvin Levesque there with the shoestring tackle. And Helton just making moves in a phone booth. You know, he's surrounded by both his own players and Panthers, and he's just able to find, I don't know, the crack in the seam just to fit through and pick up yardage.
Got into the line of scrimmage and was patient, waited for that hole to open and develop, and got ahead for about 6 yards. 1st down, Bulldogs. Black takes the snap, rolls to his right-hand side. Helton out blocking. Pass delivered downfield, complete down to the 20-yard line. That's Tagliaferro. He's finally stopped at the Purple Panthers 18-yard line, where the Bulldogs will have another 1st down. Good catch by Tagliaferro out in his route. Coverage wasn't there. Pitch and catch complete. And we're going to march down to the end of the first quarter. We'll flop it around. And at the start of the second quarter, the Bulldogs will have 1st and 10 on the Purple Panthers 18-yard line.
And that will do it for the first quarter here.
Our next broadcast on BCTV coming up on Tuesday evening. It'll be the boys soccer team hosting the Titans of Nashua North. Tune into BCTV Educational Channel 8 or HD Channel 1072 on cable or on the BCTV app or on YouTube. The action starts at 7 p.m. I'm sure we'll also probably share that with Nashua ETV. We'll have that for you on all our platforms. You can always find out who's going to be on TV, what games you can watch if you go to the New Hampshire Coalition of Community Media website, nhccm.tv/calendar/sports.
That Nashua North soccer game should be a good one. The Bulldogs beat Wyndham this past week. I believe they're playing this evening as well, so they're coming strong to the table this year in Division I soccer. Dropped an early one to Manchester Memorial, I believe, and then have bounced back with 3 straight wins. So we flip ends of the field. The Bulldogs are now going right to left. First down on the Purple Panthers' 18-yard line.
I happen to have monitoring our audio back from Bedford, and apparently we're running an EAS bulletin for these severe thunderstorms.
Oh, fantastic.
So apparently some pretty heavy weather back in Bedford, north of us. It's just missing us, although there's more on the way. It could be coming here to Stello Stadium. Hope everybody in Bedford is safe.
12 minutes back on the scoreboard. The Bulldogs are at the line of scrimmage. Black in the pistol with Helton to his left. In motion, faking to Rizzo. Black dances in the backfield, and he'll get sacked. In the backfield was Cole Warshawski getting through and sacking Black back at the 25-yard line. They'll take a 7-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 17.
And Andrew Fenn, our producer, just notified me that the girls' soccer game in Bedford has been canceled or postponed, and they ended the field hockey game early because of weather conditions.
Well, impending here, still dry, at least for the moment. We'll see how long that lasts. Black back in the pistol, takes the snap, hands it to Helton. He's off the left-hand side. He goes around the outside of the end, cuts it back in the middle, gets a good pop coming back on the cutback, but he'll get ahead for about 10 yards. Desmond McKenzie on the tackle at the Panthers' 14-yard line. It'll be 3rd and about 6.
Helton's been the most effective weapon here for the Bulldogs tonight. This pass rush by the Purple Panthers is considerable, but Helton's been able to find his way through that line.
That's good offensive line play up front. The big boys moving bodies around and creating holes. Helton to the left of Black, who takes the snap. He looks down the middle, now looks out to the right-hand side. Delivers, almost intercepted. That was Rizzo, the intended receiver, and it looked like it went through the hands of number 5, Colvin Levesque. He was behind Rizzo, and as it passed Rizzo, came back to Levesque, and he couldn't quite squeeze it for the pick.
That was a risky throw by Black. I think he had some confidence that he'd be able to get it to his receiver, but there were at least 2 defenders right there. And you're right, Levesque had a shot at the ball.
Tough one there. 4th and 6 for the Bulldogs. Again, we know they have troubles with their kicking game, so they're going for it, but they'll take a timeout first, as we have 10:26 left on the quarter clock before halftime. Bulldogs will talk it over to see how they can at least keep the drive going. They can get a first down at the Panthers' 8-yard line.
My money's on Helton. Give him the ball.
I think they're going to do something a little more crafty. I mean, they need 6. It's not just a 3 or 4 yard run off right tackle. I'm guessing they're going to need a passing play here of some sort.
If you're a Titans fan and you want to catch their game at Exeter, it's starting right now on Channel 6. Game coverage, of course, coming courtesy of Blue Hawk Media in Exeter. So all you at Nashua fans can enjoy that game. Meanwhile, here it's Bedford 7, South nothing. 10:26 to go here in the half. 4th and 6. And let's see what they pull out here.
2 receivers out to the right, tight end and a flanker to the left of Black. Helton in the backfield to his right. Black takes the snap. He'll roll to the right-hand side. Out in the flat, sees a receiver, passes too low. He's looking for Dylan Soden, and it is incomplete, and the Bulldogs will turn it over on downs again.
Yeah, it's not a very good throw by Black. He threw it into the legs of the receiver. And he had Helton in front of him. I kind of thought maybe he would just kind of safety valve out up to Helton. He might have been able to get the first down, but Black locked in on, you said it was
Dylan Soden.
Soden was the receiver, okay.
Yeah, honestly, if Helton had turned around or maybe even blocked for Black, Black might have had a chance to keep the ball, pull it down, and race ahead. But pass is incomplete. And now the Purple Panthers will take over. Running off the right-hand side is Levine. Sam Levine gets it out to the, call it 18-yard line. 2nd and 7. 10 minutes and ticking here in the second quarter as we approach halftime. Jackson, ball slips out of his hand. That was awkward, and he'll get tackled all the way back inside the 5. Sheridan there to drag him down. They'll mark him at the 5. But that was a tough one. It looked like Jackson was ready to deliver the ball, and it just slipped out of his clutches.
And that would have been a fumble because the ball came out when his arm was cocked back.
Definitely. No forward motion there. That was clearly a fumble, and that's why it's marked back at the 5. He covered it up, prevented disaster, but still negative yardage play.
Huge loss here for the Panthers, and now they're facing 3rd and 19.
Jackson now calls out the signals. He's standing at his own goal line. He'll drop back over to the right-hand side. Too high. Screen was over to Josh Tripp on the near sideline.
Yeah, he just overthrew it. I think he was trying to get it over the Bedford rusher.
Outstretched hands were not stretched far enough and couldn't be. And now we'll have, I believe, Kyle Emmons back to punt for the Purple Panthers.
Tagliaferro, he's on his on the Nashua 36-yard line here. He's not expecting a long punt, but the last punt actually is quite effective. Let's see what happens here. This one's a lot shorter. It's going to bounce in front of Tagliaferro and roll. Takes the Nashua roll all the way to midfield, down to the 50.
Just about a 15-yard roll there. Great roll in favor of Emmons. And it does trickle out of bounds at the midfield stripe. So the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 at the 50. 9:01 to go in the first half. They lead 7-0.
The Bedford Athletic Boosters Club is holding their annual fundraiser right now. You can learn more about it on their Facebook page or at their website, bbabc.net. And of course, if you'd like to be a member of bbabc.net, just go to the website and learn how you can be part of the Boosters and how they support Bedford athletics.
Back to the line of scrimmage are the Bulldogs after going all the way down inside the Purple Panthers 20 and turning it over on downs. Black takes the snap, hands it off to Rizzo. Rizzo off the right-hand side. Waits for his blockers. Nice little cutback. Gets ahead for a first down. And he'll be tackled at the 36-yard line after a 16-yard gain.
Very heady move there by Rizzo to wait for his blockers. Probably got him the first down by doing that. Just a quick pause. Let things take shape in front of him.
Sorry, 14-yard gain. Still an extra 5 yards based on that pause that you're talking about. Back to the line of scrimmage. Black with 2 backs in the backfield, tight right, 2 receivers to the left. Takes the snap, hands it off to Helton, straight forward. A lot of room, getting out to the near sideline. He's gone. 10, 5, touchdown, Brody Helton. And that was a 36-yard touchdown run for the sophomore running back.
Touchdown number 2 in this game, his 5th on the year.
6th. He had 1 in the first quarter and 4 in the first game. My math gets
4.
that to 6.
Sorry about that. You're right. That was 4. I cheated on 1.
And not a lot to that run. He just took that handoff, as you saw on the replay there from Black. Went off the left-hand side. I'm not sure he got touched. Bounced it to the near sideline and had the speed to get to pay dirt.
Well, he's got incredible vision. Coach Matthews is talking about that, something that he saw in him all the way back when he was just an 11-year-old player.
PAT looks good. It is good. Soden 2 for 2 on the PATs, and the score stretches out to 14-0 with 8:30 left in the second quarter.
I wish somebody had seen me when I was 11 years old. I could really fly.
I bet you were pretty good then. What happened to you?
Got old.
How are the pictures coming out, Tom?
Not bad, not bad. Got some good shots. But, you know, South's taken some good shots. They've been physical, but they're going to get worn down. You know, they're just so young. And, you know, not being able to get in sync offensively, you showed that you could see that on that series. I just think it's that way. Interesting note. They're gonna, if there's any thunder overhead, they're gonna stop. Probably, according to the officials. And the one thing is, if they do stop the game, both coaches could agree that that's the end of the game. They could agree to end it with that much time left and not resume it.
And that's
NHIAA
rules that the coaches can decide that?
They could, according to the officials, they could decide that. I don't think that would be the case, but it's possible.
Depends on what we're looking at. The weather radar, as we see right now, let's take another quick look at it. There is a line of thunderstorms out around Peterborough and heading northeast, so we'll see if it's going to affect us. It may just shoot over us and head toward Manchester.
Yeah, a lot of it on the radar I saw was dodging, bobbing, weaving, dodging, right? So we may be in a good spot, but I heard thunder off in the distance to that direction. So who knows, but
quick score
update. Press box is the best invention known to man, so that's why. So
quick score update for those in the Nashua area. Nashua North and Exeter have started. 8:41 left in the first quarter, scoreless. Exeter with the ball and they're driving in Nashua North territory. Soden is back to kick. Ball is teed on the 40-yard line. 14-0 is your score here. The Bulldogs lead with 8:30 to go here in the first half.
Ground Exeter, 347 yards on the ground last week.
Not a bad attack on the football field. Kickoff here is muffed, but picked up, getting ahead for another 5 or 6 yards. Still on his feet. Good effort there by Sam Levine. Kind of fumbled the ball a little bit there, was able to recoup it and got ahead for 10 yards. And the Purple Panthers will take over on their own 31.
A lot of interchangeable parts in this game, aren't there? A lot of younger guys for South that they throw in and out. But if you're Bedford, you know that Helton's going to get the ball. I mean, or if you're South defensively, you know Helton's going to be the guy. South doesn't have the guy.
He is the guy, and he's a guy for the reason of what we've seen. 6 touchdowns in 6 quarters. Jackson hands it off. Smiley off the right-hand side. Pushes ahead for 1, maybe 2. He'll get out to the 33-yard line, 2nd and 8.
Luke 10 there leading the tackles there for the Bulldogs. Got some scores from out of town. In Portsmouth Oyster River, they lead Winnicott 7-0. They're playing in Portsmouth. And Salem hosting Manchester Memorial with a 6-0 lead. That game in the first, the Portsmouth-Winnicott game is in the second.
Bulldogs in a 4-4 front here. Well, actually looks like a 4-3. 3 linebackers in the middle there. Good defensive line play there by 10. Handoff comes out to the right-hand side, ahead for 3, maybe 4 yards. Smiley again. Oh, yes, excuse me, that was Smiley.
10 involved in that tackle once again. I forgot to mention, too, the Manchester Central Goffstown game in Goffstown has been delayed till 8 p.m. because of weather.
Kudos to Luke 10, another sophomore making some contributions. Jackson quickly out to the right-hand side into the boundary. Ahead close to the first down is Kyle Emmons on the reception. They're going to mark him out of bounds around the 43, and they move the sticks.
Am I correct that it's the first Panther first down tonight?
I was thinking the exact same thing, yes. First down, Purple Panthers. Jackson looks to the sideline. Gets the signals from their offensive coordinator.
Just an offense that's not in sync yet, you can tell.
2 receivers out left, 2 right. Jackson pitches it out to the left-hand side in the flat on the catch. Completed pass, that's number 6, Diego Cabrera.
Oh, he showed some nice speed there, making the catch.
Yeah, Cabrera is one of their faster players, but you know what? I'm surprised at the Bedford defense. Jackson looked that way the entire time. So why didn't anyone come up early to be able to make the tackle as soon as he made the catch?
Nice play and pivot to the outside there by Cabrera and gets ahead for another first down. Panthers are now at the Bulldog 45, 1st and 10. Under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Jackson in the pistol, takes the snap. Counter, Smiley, the ball's on the ground, covers it up. And it is going to be a 2-yard loss on that mishandle of the ball in the backfield.
Second fumble for the Panthers. Also, Jackson had dropped the ball just before he was going to throw it.
Well, another example of that confusion in the backfield, Levesque and Smiley just kind of running into each other.
Yep.
Jackson takes the snap now, rolls to the right, pitches it out. Smiley's in a tough spot and swarmed over by the Bulldog defense. 3 tacklers there, including Sheridan, Soden, and who was the third? 56, Jake Ben.
Another negative play there for the Panthers. And that was a pretty iffy pitch. It kind of was behind the runner. Luckily, he reached back and got it, but I think that affected his ability to get upfield.
Jackson now, 3rd and 13, takes the snap, looks left. He's going to pull it down now and scramble. Back close to the line of scrimmage, just delivers it downfield and incomplete, intended for Diego Carrera.
He had a lot of room to run. I'm surprised he didn't. He had some room. He probably could have gotten to the far side and maybe turned the corner and gone up the field a little bit.
Yeah, he put that little move that Deacon Sheridan faked him and got him on the ground.
Yeah,
he had some time. That bought him a lot of time.
You got a good roll there. Keep it going. Keep those legs churning. So now it's 4th down, and it looks like South's going to have to punt.
They are going to punt as Kyle Emmons is back in punt formation.
And the wind is up right now. That's not a good sign.
Emmons takes the snap, ahead 2 or 3 yards, punts it downfield, and Tagliaferro takes it at the 13-yard line. Steps to his left, now back out to the right-hand side. Bumps into his own player, stiff arm at the 30. He'll get out to about the 33-yard line on the far sideline, where he will be marked down, and the Bulldogs offense will take over 1st and 10.
And there you see the physical difference, right? Just kind of took the kid and just down, just threw him right off. And that is the problem that this South team is going to face time and time again as the season goes on.
Combination of strength and speed for Tagliaferro. He's done a nice job receiving. Came right down to him, and he got ahead for about a 13-yard return. So the Bulldogs back on the offense. They're on their own 33-yard line, 1st and 10.
I think this is their 5th drive, and they've taken drives on and off. The odd-numbered ones are usually less successful tonight.
Empty backfield for Black. Pitches it down the middle of the field. He takes a shot after delivering that. The ball was low and incomplete, and Black ended up on his hindside.
Yeah, Black's had to be. He's had to rush. He hasn't had all day back there, but he also has had problems connecting with his receivers. The one pass play that was a great catch because the ball was thrown almost overthrown. So if Black can get on pinpoint with his guys, South could have a tough time.
So 2nd and 10. Black comes to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers out to the left. Tight right. He barks out the signals, now takes the snap. He hands it off. Out to the left-hand side. Rizzo cut under, but not after a 7-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 3. Coming up, Samson Akote.
Yeah, that was a yardage-saving tackle. He might have saved the 1st down, maybe even a touchdown, because Rizzo had a head of steam going.
He had a head of steam, and there was only one player back, if I'm not mistaken.
Ticking down to 5 minutes. The Bulldogs lead 14-0 here in Stello Stadium.
Yeah, I saw North and Merrimack last week, and the one thing I saw was no breakaway speed. No one had any kind of breakaway ability.
We got an official timeout here. I believe we had some thunder. Oh no, we do have a Bedford timeout. That might have been the folks in the stands making that noise.
Yeah, they were pounding the bleachers. But I heard thunder off to our right, way over, and that was about 20 minutes ago.
So we are dancing in between storm cells right now.
Yeah, we're surrounded by them.
We're surrounded by them, but so far so good. So.
Looks like there's a line around Fitchburg, Leominster, Mass that could be coming our way.
If this game had been postponed from the start, the date that they were looking at was Sunday at 4 o'clock.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Thank goodness we were.
That would have been tough.
Yeah, well,
not
it'd be tough for somebody who's heading down to Foxborough, with credentials to cover that season opener. So.
All right, so hold on. We have to take a quick pause here just because Harry needs some coaching on how to say that town where he said. Tom, do you know how to say that one? It's Leo. Do you know how to finish
Leominster.
I said Leominster.
Leominster.
Yeah, not Leo. Not Leo Minster.
Leo Minister?
Leominster. You got it. So like Wicked Good Butcher, it's got to be Leominster.
All right.
Right, there you go. Black takes the snap.
That's
Brody
the first-
Helton off the
Ooh,
right tackle.
And that might have been a touchdown-saving tackle because he had a head of steam.
Yeah, Levesque got in the hand in there low, tripped him up, but got the first down.
First down, Bulldogs into South Territory at the 48-yard line and a first down.
Speaking of games being delayed until later, Alvin Pickerton, lightning delay. They're moving that to 9 a.m. Saturday. Spalding Timberlane postponed until 9 a.m. Saturday as well.
The Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. Two receivers out to the left-hand side. Two backs in the backfield with Black. Tight end is right. Black takes the snap. He looks down the middle. He delivers down the middle. Overthrown. Can't connect with Dominic Tagliaferro.
No, and that's been a theme most of the night.
Incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 10, and we've had some accuracy issues.
No doubt about it. The play after the timeout when Bedford had possession, I thought they had just run that. Why take a timeout to discuss that play again? And they're probably, if I'm Black, I want to get the ball in the hands of my receivers, maybe work on it a little bit, get 5 yards, go take baby steps, and then move your way forward once you just establish a rapport. Here's a nice pitch.
Toss sweep to the left-hand side. Helton stutter steps, gets some more room. Down to about the 22-yard line. Ahead for a 25-yard gain. He's going to be marked at the 23. First down, Bulldogs.
Yeah, Helton is the difference in the game. The blocking he's getting as well.
I don't know if you caught how he held onto the ball as the tackle was being made. The Nashua player got his hand onto the ball, and Helton tightened up and came down to the ground with the ball because he had a couple of fumbles last week, and the coach is saying he's got to learn to hang on to that ball.
Saw a nice little stutter step there, let the tackler go by, and got ahead for another 10 or 15 yards. Black now back to the line of scrimmage in the pistol. Helton to his left. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to look down the middle, delivers out to the right-hand side. Great defensive play. Wow.
Great play coming back.
Colvin Levesque was able to break it up. Tagliaferro was there, ready for the TD, and Levesque got a hand in. Great play by the defender.
Time slows down when you're waiting for that ball. It was floating in. It was a bit of a wobble.
Right.
Wasn't Black's best throw, but it was just enough time for Levesque to get back and knock it away.
That was a great play by Levesque. I didn't know if he was going to get there in time. I was watching him go for it, and it just looked just in the nick of time to make a play, a superb play. They like that defense. They like that secondary that they have. They really do.
3:35 to go here in the first half. Black has a 2nd and 10.
That's where a lot of those younger players played last year.
This is Corvo getting off the right-hand side, getting ahead, almost in.
His knee probably went down.
They give him the touchdown.
I thought his knee might have gone down at the 1, but no.
Alec Corvo off the right tackle. And he gets in for the touchdown. The Bulldogs go up 20-0 with the PAT to follow. Caught him off guard here. Little counter play, followed his offensive lineman up the middle, and they do give him the touchdown as it looked like he stumbled in. The knee did not touch until the ball crossed the goal line, and the Bulldogs are up 20-0.
The key there was on the counter. He hit the hole with authority. He got a great running start.
Yeah, we got a penalty flag. It looks like it's going to be a delay game.
Yeah, we could have
illegal substitution
we could have more of a delay later on. I see they are leaving the field at Exeter. They have a weather delay out at Exeter with a scoreless game in the first quarter. 3:57 in the first. Wow. 0-0. 0-0 at North Exeter. Weather delay and get up bright and early for that Pinkerton and Alvin resumption, huh? Wow.
So a 5-yard penalty here on the illegal substitution. Soden now back for the PAT. The ball will be spotted on the 15. Snap is back. Kick is up. It looks good. And it is good. PAT by Soden pushes it out. 21-0 is your score as the Bulldogs lead here at Stellos with 3:25 to go in the first half.
You know, the Bulldogs might have found their kicker. Soden has been looking pretty sharp today.
Well, he
The kicks have been high, but they've been on target.
He could make a field goal from 25, 30 yards out, I think, if he had to.
That was an extra point there.
Was he the kicker that won the game last year?
No, that was Snow.
Snow? Okay.
Colby Snow was a senior.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was a senior. Yeah, I know. He played other sports, too.
Looks like the teams are being laid. They're going to be let off the field here. We're going to go into a lightning delay.
So we got a lightning delay. And the clock starts. 30 minutes.
Ready to go. A little shot at the threatening clouds. We've seen lightning, we've heard thunder, and now it's close enough.
I thought we were going to get through that first half. I really did. But once the wind kicked up, that was a telltale sign.
So get comfortable, ladies and gentlemen, on your couch, in your car, or in the press box. We have 29 minutes and 30 seconds before we resume. Hopefully it doesn't extend beyond that.
And in the meantime, we're going to throw things back to the radio station, enjoy some tunes, and we'll come right back when it's game time. 21-0's your score. Second quarter in a lightning and weather delay here at Stellos.
And welcome back here to Stellos Stadium in Nashua, New Hampshire. We've been experiencing a weather delay. We now have official word that tonight's game will not be resumed. The final score will be Bedford 21, Nashua South 0. Tom, any takeaways from the game this evening?
Well, I think that Bedford, as the game progressed, Bedford was dominating up front and able to run the football. So that was a big issue for Nashua South. So South has Lowell next week. They've got Nashua North the week after that. So they probably said, you know what, we're not going to be able to match up with them and come back in this game, so let's just say, okay. But you never know. I mean, I'm surprised that they agreed to that, but I'm going to find out more when I go down there.
I'm sure we will find out more. We did have some chatter here in the press box. That's a tough call. It's only 3 scores. However, as you mentioned, Bedford was gathering steam.
Yeah,
It looked like the Nashua defense was tiring.
Yep.
So
the
decision was made.
Who knows what would happen if you come back, and maybe in better conditions, but it's just a big question mark.
Final score here, 21-0. The Bedford Bulldogs take the victory over the Nashua South Purple Panthers. Scores by Brody Helton, 4-yard touchdown run, and then a 36-yard touchdown run by Brody Helton. And then the last was a 23-yard touchdown run by Alec Corriveau. That completed the scoring on the Bulldog side. 3 for 3 for Dylan Soden on the PATs. And now the rain. I'm not sure if you could see from the broadcast, but it is coming down hard. Lightning surrounds us, and we will not resume this evening.
All right, guys, it's been a pleasure working with you again. Always something always happens when I join a Bedford broadcast, right? So we will. I think last year was a pretty decent game that we saw, and tonight, not so much, but. We'll see if summer continues over the next couple of days, because I think, anybody who's rescheduling this for Saturday and Sunday could face the same situation. You don't want that to happen.
So for the entire crew here, that is your final. Bedford 21, Nashua South 0. We will see you all next week. Have a safe evening.